Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Tonight, we're rediving into a story that will make you think twice the next time you look in the mirror. It's a tale that blurs the line between reflection and reality, and it all starts in the quiet, unassuming town of Seiko. Imagine a small apartment nestled right above a dusty antique shop. The air is thick with the scent of old wood, aged paper, and forgotten stories. But as we all know, some silences are meant to be broken. It began subtly, as these things often do. First, there were whispers in the dark corners of his apartment. Not words, not yet. Just the soft, unsettling sound of breath where there should have been none. Eli, a man of logic, tried to dismiss it. The old building settling, the wind whistling through a crack in the window framed anything but the truth. He'd lie in bed, eyes wide open, listening, telling himself it was just his imagination playing tricks on him. But the feeling of being watched was a heavy blanket he couldn't shake off. Then, the whispers found a voice. It was calm, eerily familiar. It was a voice he knew better than any other. It sounded exactly like him. Picture this. You're home alone. The world is asleep, and suddenly you hear your own voice call out from another room. That's the chilling reality Eli was now facing. The voice would murmur things, fragments of thoughts he'd had earlier in the day, as if it were plucking them right out of his mind. The silence he once cherished had become an accomplice, a stage for this unsettling mimicry. His sanctuary was slowly turning into a cage. The real turning point, the moment the curtain was pulled back to reveal the true horror, happened one ordinary night. Eli was in the bathroom, going through the mundane routine of brushing his teeth. The water was running, the light was humming, everything was normal. And then the voice spoke, clear as day, not from a distant corner, but from right in front of him. You're not alone. Eli froze, toothbrush still in his hand. His heart hammered against his ribs. He looked up, his eyes meeting his own in the mirror, and then he saw it. As his breath fogged the glass, his reflection smiled, a slow, knowing, and utterly terrifying smile. But Eli wasn't smiling. A cold dread, sharp and icy, shot through him. He took a stumbling step back, his mind reeling, trying to process the impossible sight. As if on cue, the single bulb in the bathroom flickered, casting the scene in a strobe of light and shadow. In those flashing moments of darkness, his reflection remained, that sinister smile plastered on its face. That night, sleep was a distant dream. Eli, desperate for some semblance of control, locked the bathroom door. He wedged a chair under the handle, a flimsy barricade against an enemy he couldn't comprehend. He told himself it was a hallucination, a product of stress and isolation. He just needed one good night's rest, and everything would return to normal. But morning brought no relief. The first thing he noticed was the chair. It was moved, pushed aside, and the bathroom door, the one he had securely locked, was now slightly ajar. A sliver of darkness beckoned him. With a sense of impending doom, he pushed it open. The room was cold, and the air was heavy with moisture. And there, written in the steam that coated the mirror's surface, were three chilling words: "Let me out." Panic took over, in a primal surge of fear and fury. Eli grabbed the heaviest thing he could find, ceramic soap dish, and hurled it at the mirror. The glass didn't just shatter, it fractured with a sickening, wet crunch. As the shards rained down into the sink and onto the floor, a thick, dark liquid, red and viscous, began to ooze from the cracks. It was blood. The mirror was bleeding. His reflection was bleeding. From that day forward, Eli's life was a living nightmare. He tried to get rid of the broken pieces, but it was no use. Every reflective surface became a prison. A shop window, a puddle on the street, the dark screen of his phone, even the back of a spoon. Every single one showed not one Eli, but two. There was him, the real Eli, his face etched with fear and exhaustion. And beside him, always, was the other one, The doppelganger, always smiling with that same predatory grin. The most terrifying part, only one of them blinked. The real Eli's eyes would dart around, wide with terror. The reflection's gaze remained fixed, unblinking, patient. A constant, silent observer, trapped just behind the veil of our world, watching, waiting. The question that haunts Eli, and now maybe you, is not if it will get out, but when. And what happens when the one who doesn't blink is the only one left looking back? Thank you so much for joining me for this story tonight. If you enjoyed it, please hit that like button, and if you haven't already, consider subscribing and turning on notifications so you don't miss our next dive into the darkness. Stay safe, and maybe, just maybe, avoid your reflection for a little while. See you next time.